Donny D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on two Godzilla movies that are coming out roughly at the same time. Godzilla versus, or Godzilla times Kong, the New Empire. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. Is it supposed to be versus, or it's supposed to be times, or it's supposed to be X? But Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire, and the one that just came out recently that everybody's raving about, Godzilla minus one. So we'll take a look at both trailers. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 13. Available at Amazon.com if you like monster hunting in the Pine Barrens. Check it out. Okay. So Godzilla X Kong, or with Kong, I don't know. The New Empire. It looks fine. It gets a little caught up in the mystique of the giant monsters. Kind of a big wind up to what we already know. But it's a prehistoric world, and Kong is more of the focus. And then the people are going to help Kong, I think, or they have a line like he's not alone this time. He's going to have help, and then there's a baby Kong in the mix somehow. And there's going to be a Godzilla as well. And something has killed many of the giant Kongs, or the giant monkeys. And I guess it's the Scar King? But Godzilla's here. And then at the end, I think they're going to fight together against them, because it looks like they team up. So, I mean, that could kind of be fun, I guess, if you can explain the team up aspect of it. And Baby Kong. The humans just seem superfluous in this one. This is in theaters in 2024. It's in IMAX. This would definitely be an IMAX movie, right? You'd want to go see this on the big screen with great sound, because it's a spectacle. It's not so much a movie as it is a spectacle. Right? So, first act, kind of tough to parse out here, but it's basically the same every time. Somehow, they come across Kong again. Maybe things pick up from the previous movie. I'm not sure. It looks like he digs himself out of a desert hold. He's got a robot arm this time. Not sure why. And this is Kong. And I don't know. He shows up. He makes an axe at one point, and he comes across Baby Kong. It's going to be his friend, I guess. And the humans, I guess they're there to study him again, and be useless and run away and get in danger. So, second act, I guess Godzilla's still in the mix, or is coming back, and then there's a new threat, a bigger threat than Godzilla, and that's this Scar King, I guess Scar King, who is another giant monkey. Maybe this is his kid, or it's Kong's kid. I don't know. So the giant monkey. Evil giant monkey is going to fight him, and then I don't know. There's this underground world of people, maybe. There's a lot of crazy dystopian, not dystopian, but lost world kind of vibes going on. See, there's his axe, and they're going to team up to fight him, because I don't know, because they don't like him. I think there's a shot of the Scar King. Yeah, this is him. I think this is him. And I guess this trophy he's wearing is possibly another Godzilla that he killed. Another prehistoric Godzilla. Because it has that kind of spine, maybe? Or is it... I didn't see the previous Kong movie, so I guess that might be Kong's spine. I don't know. Or somebody else's... Some big monster's spine to prove how big he is. But it looks scary. It looks... competently done. So I guess they team up to fight him, and then they They beat him. And then Kong becomes, I'm going to say, king of the giant apes. And then he's sort of cool with the humans. And Godzilla, as always, drifts back into the ocean to return at another time to stomp Japan. Is there a write-up? No. So it looks okay. It just seems like the humans are so superfluous in this movie. It almost seems like you could remove them. But I guess you can't totally, because there's always got to be somebody there to explain something. I don't know. Would I watch it? Yeah. It's okay. I like monster movies. I feel like they're a bit overdone, like everything else in Hollywood. I would like to see it a tight 90. Give us the goods and then get out without too much fuss and muss, I would say. Don't make it a grand epic that stretches on and on and on as like, oh, they beat Scar King. Oh, wait, he's coming back. I don't like that. I don't like when the things keep coming back. Like maybe once in a while as a surprise, but when you do it every time, it's not much of a surprise. So it looks okay. It looks okay. Not too believable in this day and age, but it looks okay. But, comparing it to Godzilla -1, I don't think there's much of a comparison because the Japanese invented this. This is all in their, ballpark. This is a straight up Godzilla movie during World War II, which is a cool setting. It's kind of where Godzilla belongs because the implication, it was the atomic weapons brought him out. So, and it looks really well done, really detailed. Apparently, I was watching some other reviews of this. There's a lot of practical effects in this. So, I like it. I mean, I think it looks great. And the technology, because the technology, and apparently, according to one reviewer at least, this protagonist is really one you're concerned about, which is unusual in these movies because, again, like, the people seem superfluous, but the one reviewer said this is different. So I like that. And I just like the lesser technology versus Godzilla. Because it's like rough, man. Like here, Godzilla smashes against the battleship, and as it's like been damaged, it fires anyway. That's rough, right? It's like the ship's damaged, Godzilla gets damaged, everybody's taking hits left and right. I think the Japanese have a different sensibility with this. They don't mind killing a bunch of people, especially in a Godzilla movie. When all this stuff started coming out, I got some of it confused. I mean, I didn't know. I thought it was all part of the same deal. The Monarch, they have this thing. It's like a spin-off of Godzilla, the Monarch Agency or whatever. I didn't like that one as much, but these two seem pretty good. But I'm intrigued by this one because of the reviews I've read. And we'll be talking about this in the live stream. It looks pretty good. So, first act, again, not a lot to process here, but the trailer doesn't really show you much except sort of your standard Godzilla fare, This is a great shot. So you got the ship moving, and then Godzilla's underneath the water, and they don't see him. And that, again, works with the technology. If this was the modern day, they'd know he's there immediately. They would have seen him miles away. So, I guess this is towards the end of World War II. Maybe Japan hasn't quite surrendered yet. Maybe it's between the two atomic bomb blasts, I'm going to guess. Or maybe before that. I would think the atomic bomb would be in this, but because that was part of the origin story, if I'm not mistaken. But this is cool. Godzilla's coming after him. They're shooting guns. They're setting off explosives. A lot of people are going to die in this movie. A lot of people. And that's what I like about it. Whereas the American version, not that many people are going to die, or the people who die don't matter. None of the stars are really in danger. You kind of know almost going into it that no one's going to really die of any importance. Whereas I think in foreign movies, they have different sensibilities about that. They don't mind doing that, at least even an important character, once in a while. So that to me makes better drama. They're sort of all in on the story, and it's set in World War II. I mean, you might as well push it to the limit. I don't think you're going to do a sequel that takes place a year later. I guess you could, but yeah. So I kind of lean towards this. Out of the two, the buzz on this is great. I want to see this. And it's made by the Japanese who created the damn thing. So first act, it's the end of the war. The Japanese are losing, but maybe either they're on the verge of surrender or they just surrendered. Can't quite tell. I think maybe they just surrendered. Maybe it's just after the war, but it seems like it's still during. So there's obviously the Japanese are very busy, either rebuilding their country or trying to keep the war from being a total loss. Godzilla has been set off. He's on the way. They don't know. Apparently, one of the reviewers said he is one of the main antagonists. He is trying to redeem himself. I'm not sure how. Ooh, there's Godzilla. That's a good shot. So he's trying to redeem himself. Maybe he was in the war and surrendered, and that's very bad in Japan. Who knows? So he's trying to redeem himself. He wants to save his family. He has family. And so he is going to take on Godzilla, I guess. And Godzilla comes and starts wrecking the place in the second act, and it's all about that. It's all about him trying to save the family. Maybe he's got some inside track on how to destroy Godzilla. Possibly he was in the crew that attacked Godzilla and he's the only survivor, and he doesn't get kudos for that. He sort of feels like he should have died with the rest of them, maybe something like that. Survivor's guilt. But maybe he's got some inside track on how to beat Godzilla, and he's determined to do that, and nobody's listening to him. And I'm not sure what weapons they beat Godzilla with. Maybe it's radiation. I don't know. I don't remember from the original movie how they beat him, or does he just leave? But somehow he redeems himself. Maybe he sets off an atomic bomb, and maybe one of the atomic bombs we dropped didn't go off, and they recover it and set it off to kill Godzilla or drive him away or something. That would be kind of cool. But I'm more intrigued by the reviews I've heard rather than the trailer. The trailer looks pretty standard, but I will say it just looks cool. Does it look cooler than the other one? The other one looks too slick, right? American movies with the CGI sometimes looks a little too slick. It's kind of like when you're looking at, I don't know, I hate to say this because I'm always on these stupid sites, but when you're on a dating site and women a lot of times will use the filter to make themselves look blurry or smooth out their skin a little bit, and it looks a little too slick, and you're like, wait a minute. That's kind of American movies with special effects sometimes. A little too slick. Where this looks a little more raw. And that makes it look more real. I mean, even in this shot, you can see in the foreground here the power lines. So it's like there's so much going on, and it looks kind of random and ramshackle as opposed to super slick. Like even the axe that King Kong's wielding in this thing. I don't know if I can find it now, but his axe, it's a little too cool looking for a monkey to have built. I'd want something a little more ramshackle than that. So I kind of like the roughness of this, the second one, a little more. But I think both look good. I think both look very watchable. But the buzz on this is pretty awesome. Let's see if there's a write-up here. Not quite sure how it ends. I mean, it usually ends with Godzilla walking out into the ocean. Written and directed by Takashi Yamazaki. So this is already in theaters, and in fact, we'll be talking about it on the live stream in the box office in about 90 minutes. So tune into the live stream at 7, where we do it live. And that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joe. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more based takes. If you can find a more based take, I say take it. Yeah, let's get psyched for the live stream at 7. See you there.